Okay, students. So we actually saw the factors which affect the total hyperfine coupling constant, and in which we discussed three factors which actually influence that. That is Fermi contact, spin polarization, and then dipolar coupling. And now this hyperfine coupling constant A, it helps us to help us to map the electron spin density. Okay, means that this hyperfine coupling constant, actually helps us to measure the electron spin density in a molecule which has unpaired electron or an odd electron, and actually it is an application of the EPR spectroscopy to map the spin density. Okay, so uh, this spin density, it is given by one equation which is as this: A is equal to Q delta. Okay, so this is the equation, and this equation is called a McConnell equation. McConnell equation. Okay, so this equation actually helps us to determine the electron spin density over a system if we know it is hyperfine coupling constant. So here there are three terms: A, Q, and delta. When A is equal to observed hyperfine coupling constant, hyperfine coupling constant. Okay, it is the observed hyperfine coupling constant which we actually experimentally, when we calculate the hyperfine coupling constant in a system, the experimental value that is given by this A, that is the observed value. Okay, and then we have another term Q. Q is also of the same nature. It is also the hyperfine coupling constant, hyperfine coupling constant, but when there is unit density, hyperfine coupling constant at unit electron spin density. That means this Q is a constant. It is the hyperfine coupling constant at unit electron density. That means when there is 100% of a particular spin in an orbital, that means that kind of spin is 100% probable there, and that at that very time we can say that electron spin density is unit, or it is equal to 1, or you can say 100% probability of that very spin. If that is the condition, that is the ideal condition, when a particular type of electron density is probable in any orbital, then the total hyperfine coupling constant will be equal to Q. Okay, fine. So, and here one more term is delta, that is total electron spin density. Okay, so total electron spin density can be calculated from this equation. If we know the hyperfine coupling constant and we know the hyperfine coupling constant unit density, we can determine the electron spin density in a system which is active in EPR spectroscopy. Okay, fine. Now we have for example, we have an electron which actually influences the electron spin density on the hydrogen. For example, the hyperfine splitting is due to the delocalization of the electron spin density. Splitting is due to the delocalization of electron spin density over hydrogen of a molecule. Okay, if we have a molecule in which the electron spin density is delocalized over the proton, that is hydrogen, then at that very time how we will give this AH, that means the hyperfine coupling constant due to the delocalization of electron spin density over hydrogen will be given by 8 pi by 3 GE beta E GN beta N delta H. Okay, here delta H is equal to electron spin density. It is actually delta H is probability of spin up electron density in an orbital minus the probability of spin down density, electron density in the same orbital. Okay, in the same, or in case of hydrogen we can say it is 1s orbital. If in probability of spin up electron density minus the probability of spin down electron density, spin down electron density will give us this delta H. Okay, fine. Now if we have a system like we saw in case of spin polarization, we have a ring type system, aromatic ring. I am taking a part of aromatic ring. Here is a carbon atom which is in the plane of the ring, and here is a p orbital which is perpendicular to the plane of the ring. Okay, so it has 3 sp2 hybridized orbital. 2 will be bonded in the ring and with the ring carbons, and the third one will be bonded with the hydrogen atom. Okay, this is hydrogen and it is sp2 hybridized carbon orbital, and this is 1s orbital of hydrogen. Okay, in spin polarization effect we saw that if there is an unpaired electron in the p pi orbital, then the spin of the electron in the hydrogen nucleus, in this hydrogen atom, that will be of opposite spin or anti-parallel spin to that of this unpaired electron in the p pi orbital, and this sp2 hybridized orbital will have subsequently the electron with upward spin. Okay, fine. So this is a stable system. In this very system, how we will calculate AH will be equal to Q del C, where del C is the delta C is the electron spin density over carbon p orbital. Okay, electron spin density over this p pi orbital of the carbon. Why it is directly provide this hyperfine coupling constant due to the delocalization of a spin density on hydrogen nucleus is directly proportional to this delta C. It is because the spin of this p pi orbital, it actually determines or it actually influences the spin of this hydrogen nucleus, as we already discussed in spin polarization effect. So the AH is directly proportional to del C. That means the spin density in the p pi orbital, whether it is upward or downward. Here it is upward, that means it will influence the spin density over this hydrogen nucleus. Okay, if it is upward, this will be downwards, and if it is downwards, it will be upwards. Okay, fine. So it can also be since from here we can see if this electron is downward, then its nucleus will, it is this electron is downwards, so this nucleus will be, this electron is upward, so this nucleus will be, hydrogen nucleus will be having downward spin. As a result, these two, the electron and the nucleus, have parallel spin. When the electron has parallel spin with that of the nucleus, so that there will not be positive coupling, there will be negative coupling. Okay, negative coupling will be there. As a result, in this situation, we say that the electron spin density is negative. Okay, is negative. And if they have anti-parallel spin, then we say the electron spin density is considered to be positive. So from here you can say, if the electron spin density here is negative, then we can say the hyperfine splitting due to the delocalization of the spin density over this hydrogen nucleus will also be negative. So AH will be negative. Okay, if AH is negative, since delta C is positive, because here the nuclear spin and the electronic spin over carbon, they are in they are anti-parallel in spin. So here we can say that there is positive electron spin density, so this will be positive. As a result, we can say if AH is negative, then Q is also negative. Fine. So now that this value of Q has been estimated on a system like we have benzene negative ion, or anion, you can say negative ion. Okay, in a benzene negative ion, for example, we have a benzene ring, you know that the p pi orbital will be perpendicular to the plane of the benzene ring, so it will be having 6 p pi orbitals which are unhybridized, and the unpaired electron will be delocalized in these p pi orbitals, as a, which will form actually the ring current in case of this benzene ring. Okay, so here you can see that the electron spin this electron spin density is equally probable on all the 6 carbons. So we can see this delta C, that is the spin density, electron spin density over carbon, that means 6 carbons of this benzene ring. Each carbon will be having 1/6, because equal probability is over all carbons, so each carbon will be having 1/6 contribution. So we can write that delta C is equal to 1/6, that means spin density over each carbon will be 1/6 of the total. Fine. So on this basis we can calculate, and for a system like this where the hyperfine coupling constant we measure because of the electron spin density delocalized over the hydrogen nucleus, we write AH is equal to Q multiplied by del C, and here AH has been calculated as AH is equal to 3.75 Gauss. Okay, will be equal to Q multiplied by del C is 1/6. It implies Q is equal to 22.5 Gauss. Since Q is negative, then this value will also be negative, but here we are writing the magnitude in positive. Okay, so actually the value of Q, it varies from -22.5 to -27 Gauss. Okay, so on this basis you can say that if you know from this equation, if you know the electron density and you know the value of hyperfine coupling constant, you can get the value of hyperfine coupling constant at unit density. Similarly, if you know these two terms, for example, you know the hyperfine coupling constant and you also know the hyperfine coupling constant at unit density, then easily you can calculate the spin density from this very equation, which is called McConnell equation.